Clearwater is a city located in Pinellas County, Florida, United States, northwest of Tampa and St. Petersburg. To the west of Clearwater lies the Gulf of Mexico and to the southeast lies Tampa Bay. As of the 2010 census, the city had a population of 107,685. It is the county seat of Pinellas County. Clearwater is the smallest of the three principal cities in the Tampa-St. Petersburg-Clearwater metropolitan area, most commonly referred to as the Tampa Bay area. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, Clearwater holds the record for most consecutive days of sunshine in a single year, with 361 days. Cleveland Street is one of the city's historic avenues and the city includes Bright House Field and Coachman Park. The city is separated by the Intracoastal Waterway from Clearwater Beach. Clearwater is the home of Clearwater Marine Aquarium, where bottlenose dolphins winter and Hope live. Clearwater is the worldwide spiritual headquarters for the Church of Scientology. History. Present-day Clearwater was originally the home of the Tocobaga people. Around 1835, the United States Army began construction of Fort Harrison, named after William Henry Harrison, as an outpost during the Seminole Wars. The fort was located on a bluff overlooking Clearwater Harbor, which later became part of an early 20th century residential development called Harbor Oaks. University of South Florida archaeologists excavated the site in 1962 after Mark Wiley discovered an underground ammunition bunker while planting the tree in his yard. The area's population grew after the Federal Armed Occupation Act of 1842 offered 160 acres to anyone who would bear arms and cultivate the land. Early settlers included the Stevens, Stevenson and McMullen families, who claimed and farmed large tracts of land. Prior to 1906, the area was known as Clearwater Harbor. The name, Clearwater, is thought to have come from a freshwater spring flowing from near where the City Hall building is located today. There were many other freshwater springs that dotted the bluff, many in the bay or harbor itself. Originally part of Hillsborough County, the first road joining Clearwater and Tampa was built in 1849, which dramatically reduced the prior day-long commute between the cities. During the American Civil War, Union gunboats repeatedly raided the community's supplies. As most of the able-bodied men were away fighting for the Confederate Army, the town began developing in the late 19th century. Prompted by Peter Demen's completion of the first passenger railroad line into the city in 1888. Clearwater was incorporated in 1891, with James E. Crane becoming the first mayor. The area's popularity as a vacation destination grew after railroad magnate Henry B. Plant built a sprawling Victorian resort hotel named Bellevue Biltmore just south of Clearwater in 1897. By the early 1900s, Clearwater's population had grown to around 400, ballooning to nearly 1,000 in the winter. Clearwater's oldest existing newspaper, the Clearwater Sun, was first published on March 14, 1914. Clearwater was reincorporated, this time as a city, on May 27, 1915, and was designated the county seat for Pinellas County, which broke from Hillsborough County in 1912. In 1915, a bridge was built across Clearwater Harbor, joining the city with Clearwater Beach to the west. Clearwater Beach, although located on a separate barrier island, belongs to the city of Clearwater and fronts the Gulf of Mexico. A new, much higher bridge now arcs over the bay, replacing the former drawbridge. The connecting road is part of State Road 60 and is called Clearwater Memorial Causeway. During World War II, Clearwater became a major training base for U.S. troops destined for Europe and the Pacific. Virtually every hotel in the area, including the Bellevue Biltmore and the Fort Harrison Hotel, was used as a barracks for new recruits. Vehicle traffic was regularly stopped for companies of soldiers marching through downtown, and nighttime blackouts to confuse potential enemy bombers were common practice. The remote and isolated Dan's Island, now the high-rise-dominated Sand Key, was used as a target by U.S. Army Air Corps fighter bombers for strafing and bombing practice. Geography. Clearwater is located at 27 degrees 58 minutes 25 seconds north, 82 degrees 45 minutes 51 seconds west, 27.973644 degrees north, 82.764271 degrees west, 27.973644, minus 82.764271. According to the United States Census Bureau, the city has a total area of 39.2 square miles. 25.6 square miles of it is land and 13.7 square miles of it is water. Downtown Clearwater's downtown has been undergoing major redevelopment in recent years. General beautification has been done along with completion of several high-rise condos and a large marina. New bars, restaurants and other amenities are coming to the area, renamed the Cleveland Street District. Royalty Theatre is also slated to be renovated. Another feature is Coachman Park, which hosts events throughout the year. The downtown core is approximately 2 miles from Clearwater Beach and 6 miles from downtown Dunedin. The drive to both places, and many parts of downtown itself, feature views of the water and the Clearwater Memorial Causeway. Climate demographics. As of 2010, there were 59,156 households, out of which 19.5% were vacant. As of 2000, 21.7% of households had children under the age of 18 living with them, 41.7% were married couples living together, 11.3% had a female householder with no husband present, and 43.4% were non-families. 35.5% of all households were made up of individuals and 15.4% had someone living there alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.17 and the average family size was 2.79. In 2000, the city's population was spread out with 19.1% under the age of 18, 8.0% from 18 to 24, 27.6% from 25 to 44, 23.8% from 45 to 64. And 21.5% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 42 years. For every 100 females there were 91.8 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 88.8 males. As of 2000, the median income for a household in the city was $36,494, and the median income for a family was $46,228. Males had a median income of $31,067 versus $25,066 for females. The per capita income for the city was $22,786. About 8.4% of families and 12.3% of the population were below the poverty line, including 18.8% of those under age 18 and 7.9% of those age 65 or over. Languages. As of 2000, speakers of English as their first language were 84.43% of residents. Spanish as a mother tongue was 8.55%. Greek accounted for 1.15%, French made up 1.00% of speakers, German at 0.97%, and Italian speakers comprised 0.85% of the population. Economy. Major employers include Mort Implant Hospital, Tech Data, and Honeywell. Art and culture. In 2012, the city was listed among the 10 best places to retire in the U.S. by CBS Money Watch. Annual events: Imagine International Film Festival, Sea Blues Seafood and Blues Festival, Fun and Sun Festival, Clearwater Celebrates America, Clearwater Jazz Holiday, Hispanic Heritage Festival, Foster Grant Ironman World Championship 70.3, Superboat International Championship. Tourism. Clearwater Public Art and Design Program. The Clearwater Public Art and Design Program, adopted by City Council in 2005, is funded through a 1% allocation on all city capital improvement projects valued at more than $500,000 and includes a similar citywide requirement on all private development projects valued in excess of $5 million. Eligible private developers have two options to satisfy the Public Art Ordinance: dedicate 1% of the project's aggregate job value toward the installation of on-site public art, or contribute 0.75% of the project's aggregate job value to the city's public art discretionary fund, to be used to supplement and initiate public art projects throughout the city. The Public Art and Design Program is overseen by a 7-member board, appointed by City Council and composed of local arts supporters and administrators, design professionals and private citizens. Christopher Hubbard is the public arts specialist for the city. The program seeks to enhance Clearwater for those who visit and live within the city and to contribute to a legacy for generations to come, through the commission of unique public artworks that enhance the city's diversity, character and heritage. Capitol Royalty Theatre. The Capitol Theatre opened March 21, 1921. It was built by Senator-elect John Stansel Taylor. The theatre's architect was Lester Avery and the contractor was John D. Philippoff. Avery is known for his architecture in Miami. Philippoff also built the Coachman Building, the Donald Roebling Estate in Bel Air, the old Pinellas County Courthouse, other historical homes which have been saved, and did work at the Bellevue Hotel. Groundbreaking was December 6, 1920. The new Capitol Theatre was damaged in a storm on October 26, 1921. A Robert Morton Wicks Opus 415 organ was installed in 1922. Donald Roebling was a frequent patron, having his own double seat installed at the theatre. The theatre was managed by various movie companies and played the most recent movies of the day. The theatre also offered vaudeville on Friday nights in the 1930s. Headliners included Sally Rand, Fred Stone and his daughter, and Lum and Abner. The theatre was renovated in 1962. The Robert Morton Wicks Opus 415 was most likely removed during this renovation, when Platt Southern did not renew their contract in 1979. Bill Neville and Jerry Strain tried to save the theatre with film classics and reduced prices. However, the theatre closed its doors on October 28, 1980. Royalty Theatre Company signed leases with the Taylor family in February 1981 when it then became known as the Royalty Theatre. The building was renovated with Ron Winter of Winter Associates as the contractor and Scott Musheff as the architect. During the renovations, Bill Neville's murdered body was found in the balcony. The theatre remained in the Taylor family estate until it was sold in 1996. In July 2008, the building went into foreclosure. In January 2009, the city of Clearwater and Ruth Eckerd Hall joined forces to purchase the theatre as well as the neighboring Pat Lokey building. They plan to renovate and revitalize the historic Capitol Theatre. Clearwater Public Library System. In 1911, the city of Clearwater witnessed a vast population increase as well as acquiring telephones, electricity, paved streets, and an ice factory. It is during this time that the Clearwater Library Association opened a subscription library on the second floor of the local People's Bank. Its popularity and support led to the request of $10,000 from the Carnegie Foundation to build a public library. Support for the building of cultural institutions, the library in particular, had the strong backing of the Clearwater community. A January 8, 1914 editorial in the Clearwater News illustrates the sentiment of the local community towards its new library. Support the library. One of the finest assets a town can possibly have is a good library. None will help make for a successful and happy community. in the future as a good library. Already started as a collection of books, which could be made to serve as a nucleus for a larger and free public library, one owned by the town. A matter of civic pride, a public library, free to all the home people, ministering to their special wants and needs, is no longer considered a luxury. It is fast becoming a necessity to all progressive communities, and Clearwater should not be behind her sister towns. It can and should become a leader. This request was approved. The city of Clearwater only had to provide a location and continued maintenance for this facility. In May 1915, a referendum was approved by City Ordinance 154 to provide for the creation and maintenance of a public library. The City of Clearwater's mayor and town council approved Clearwater Public Library, and accepted the donation. The building was designed by Tampa architect F.J. Kennard. In its first year, the library had over 1,277 visitors and 2,792 books borrowed. As a vacation town, the library provided free access to materials for all residents and winter visitors. During the Depression, the Clearwater Public Library faced many of the same threats seen at other libraries seen throughout the United States. This includes increased patron usage and dwindling budget. In the 1940s, the Clearwater Library increased its staff from just 3 assistants to 5 assistants. The library's collection also grew from 18,047 to over 100,000. To account for this great increase, the librarian and board president Trevor Bailey made an appeal to the City Commission for additional space. This appeal was approved and the library extended to include a drive-through, museum, and increased collections. As a result of segregation, the Clearwater Public Library was for white patrons only from its founding in 1911 to the mid-20th century. In 1950, the City Commission agreed to the building of the North Greenwood Library. Designed by architect Eugene Beach, the new library access to many information sources to the city's African Americans population. This library was renovated in 1984. Clearwater Main Library was rebuilt in 2000. As the population continued to increase throughout the late 20th century, the library system continued to grow. The Clearwater Public Library system now includes 5 libraries: Clearwater Main, Countryside, North Greenwood, Beach, and East. In recent years, the Clearwater Public Library system has become increasingly digital, providing patrons with access to computers, online databases, and an online library catalog. This was made possible by the Greater Clearwater Public Library Foundation, Inc., which formed in 1984. The current director of the Clearwater Public Library System is Barbara Pickell. This system of libraries is part of the Pinellas Public Library Cooperative, which seeks to provide all patrons with access to information and programs to benefit the community. Sports. Bright House Field in Clearwater is the spring training home of Major League Baseball's Philadelphia Phillies, as well as their High A affiliate, the Clearwater Threshers. Parks and Recreation. Moccasin Lake Nature Park is a 51-acre nature preserve with a 5-acre lake that is owned and operated by the city. The preserve also features the Moccasin Lake Environmental Education Center, which offers environmental education classes, programs and camps. The center features live rehabilitated birds of prey, reptiles, amphibians and aquatic wildlife. It opened in 1982. The city of Clearwater contains 5 pools: Ross Norton, North Greenwood, Morningside, the Long Center, and Clearwater Beach. Swim lessons are offered throughout the year to patrons, and the pools have both a recreation summer pool league and the Clearwater Aquatics team. These pools have participated in the world's largest swim lesson. Government. The City of Clearwater is administered by a council-manager form of government, and the city manager serves as the chief executive and administrative officer of the city. The Clearwater City Council comprises the mayor and 4 council members, each of whom serves a 4-year term. The council is responsible for setting policies and making decisions on local government issues including tax rates, annexations, property code variances and large contract awards. The city manager and city council are supported by the various city departments. Education: Clearwater Christian College, St. Petersburg College, Everest University, Sun State Academy. Transportation: Airport: Tampa International Airport serves Clearwater and the rest of the Tampa Bay area as the primary means of air travel. St. Petersburg Clearwater International Airport has also seen its usage increase. The city owns Clearwater Air Park. Public transportation: the Pinellas Suncoast Transit Authority bus service is currently Pinellas County's only general public transit. The service offers approximately 35 local routes, 2 express routes which cross Tampa Bay to the east, and a beach trolley that runs north and south along the county's roughly 25-mile-long chain of barrier islands. One of PSTA's transfer hubs, Park Street Terminal, is located in downtown Clearwater. Plans are in the making for a future regional transit system, the Tampa Bay Area Regional Transportation Authority. Presently, the Tampa-Hillsborough County area has a separate transit system, Hillsborough Area Regional Transit, which has an express bus route connecting Clearwater with Tampa. Major roads: the major street arterial system in Clearwater is essentially an east-west, north-south oriented grid pattern. Gulf to Bay Boulevard is the east-west backbone of the city, ending at Clearwater Beach on its west end and progressing over the Courtney Campbell Causeway on its east end en route to Tampa. Senior 580, Sunset Point Road, Drew Street, Lakeview Road, and Bel Air Road are the other heavily traveled east-west arterials in Clearwater. Major north-south routes include U.S. Route 19 Alternate, Myrtle Avenue, Missouri Avenue, Highland Avenue, Keene Road, Hercules Avenue, Belcher Road, and McMullen Booth Road. U.S. Route 19 is by far the area's most heavily traveled road, some parts of it carrying nearly 100,000 vehicles per day. It is a limited-access highway for a majority of its length in Clearwater, with an exception being the portion between Druid Road and Haynes Bayshore Road. Plans are underway to develop this piece to freeway standards, however. Notable people: Kirstie Alley, actress; Austin Aries, professional wrestler; Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx, Inc.; Ricky Carmichael, Supercross, Moto Cross racer; Ken Climo, professional disc golfer; Raquel Gibson, model and actress, and Playboy Playmate of the Month for November 2005; Aaron Gillespie, former drummer and singer of Under Oath, current lead singer of The Almost, plus has a solo career; Joseph W. Hatchett, Florida Supreme Court Justice; Milan Hodzer, Hungarian-born Prime Minister of Czechoslovakia; Hulk Hogan, professional wrestler; Robert Ingram, U.S. Navy Corpsman, Medal of Honor recipient; Howard Johnson, Major League Baseball third baseman; Kid Craddock, radio personality; Evel Knievel, stuntman; Jim Morrison, lead singer of The Doors; Buster Narum, Major League Baseball pitcher; Lisa Marie Presley and her family; Melanie Safka, singer-songwriter; David Sims, NFL safety for the Indianapolis Colts; Ling D. Stewart, co-founder of the Hooters restaurant chain; Elsie Thompson, supercentenarian; Keith Thurman, professional boxer;